in hell this is $5 million?
Well, fuck me in the ass, this is $5 million.
£2 for one trip drink, that's ridiculous.
I declare bankruptcy!
How old were you when you found out the price labels in Aldi were all electronic? I only just found this out today. Mind blown.
After travelling a month in Thailand and literally having the best time because everything's so cheap, everyone is so happy, they love their life and they are literally the most friendliest people ever, you come back home and now I've had to do my shopping and oh my god, let me just tell you something. I've just spent £100 on food shopping, which therefore has only got me 3 bags. It is literally terrible what world and society we live in. It is so dear, everyone is so depressed, and I don't understand how people can actually live like this because the prices are unreal. It is disgusting. Like, it is time we actually wake up and try and break this, because at the end of the day we are living in a crisis. People cannot afford to eat, and I'm telling you, the prices have gone up. I don't know if it's me because I've become selfish because I've had such luxury and it's been so cheap in Thailand, or if it's just absolutely trying to rip me off in Tesco's. Please tell me, guys, am I wrong or am I right? Because that is an absolute joke.
Right, the UK is finished. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. Let me show you the latest tactic supermarkets have been using to rip you off. So they've kept the packaging exactly the same, but they've quietly shrunk what's actually inside. Like these scent boosters, for example. You're paying £6 for something that will last you just 2 weeks. So instead I started to look for alternatives online, and I came across this massive 2.5 kilo tub from Yas Clean. So you get all of this for just £20 plus free shipping. And the great news is that it's on sale for the rest of the week.
Okay, while I wait for my sister, I'm going to do this. British supermarket ranking. Iceland, yeah, why not? You know when people shop at Waitrose because they don't stop talking about it. Honestly, why is that? Like, they're like, oh, I only shop at Waitrose. Cool.
Right then, welcome back to Blighty Blighted. Now I've been watching this video about supermarket scams, and bloody hell, it's opened my eyes to what these corporations are up to. At my age, I'm pushing 90, mind you. I thought I'd seen every trick in the book, but crikey, they've got new ones. First off, they're talking about these multi-buy offers. You know, buy 2, get 1 free, 3 for £2.50. Sounds brilliant, doesn't it? But here's the rub. They jack up the individual price beforehand. So, you're not saving tuppence. I remember when a tin of beans was 8p, and now they want you to feel grateful for paying £2 for 3 tins. It's daylight robbery. And don't get me started on the yellow sticker con. They mark down items that are supposedly near their sell-by date, but half the time these products were overpriced to begin with. A reduced ready meal for £4 that should have been £2.50 in the first place? Come off it. With the cost of living these days, pensioners like myself are having to count every penny. My heating bill's through the roof, council tax keeps climbing, and now I discover the weekly shop's been fleecing me for years. The big supermarkets know we're struggling, and they're taking advantage.
So guys, I have to stop so we could talk about an important topic, yeah? Why is food always more than £10? Like, why can I not get a meal for less than £10? Like, I went to my local flipping Cuban, Dominican, like it's a South American place. I went there, 19 booth for lunch. Like, yeah, cool. There's different stuff, but this was £11. This stuff was £9 before. So what's actually going on? Like, who are we rushing collectively to bring down the prices? Because the salary is maintained, but the cost of living, the cost of eating has increased.
The most annoying thing about summer is the fucking flies coming in your house and getting in your kitchen. Supermarkets are charging £4.50 for a tin of chemicals that hurts when you breathe it in and it's not healthy. I got sucked into buying one of these. They didn't work and it went straight in the bin. But when I come across this bad boy, 40-metre square range, I'm telling you now, the noise when them flies get zapped is so satisfying. The UV light attracts them, it brings them in, it zaps them, and it fries them. And see that little tray just down the bottom there? That collects all the dead flies. So if you're pissed off with the flies in your house, I'm going to link this one down below.
Harrods have a supermarket. Let's go and find out how much a lunch would actually cost. You can already tell walking in that this is going to cost a lot. Here we are, Fresh Market Hall. The samosas, £6 for each one. The onion bhajis are £5. One portion of those chicken skewers is £14. The price of a tomato, £12. Actually half decent prices. It is still expensive, but compared to the rest, £8 for a sandwich. If you want a Wagyu sandwich, £28. The sausage roll, £5. To be fair, if you're eating in a restaurant, then these prices aren't too bad. But this is a supermarket where you take out to eat. There's not even any seating here. So this is the same price as a Waitrose or a Marks and Spencer's. And the prices are extraordinary. I did get two things, a chicken wrap and a mango lassi. The chicken wrap was £8.90, the drink was £5. So £13.90 in total. Let's do a taste test. It tastes like most other wraps out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, follow for more London.
Now, you may have noticed that your basket in the supermarket has got very expensive.
Yeah, food prices are rising at their fastest level in 18 months, with the cost of everyday items, items like chocolate, like butter, like eggs, all on the up.
Well, figures from the British Retail Consortium show that food inflation jumped to 4.2% this month, the highest since February last year.
Experts are also warning that food and drink inflation could climb even higher, possibly reaching 6% by the end of the year. With her take on this, economist Vicky Price. Vicky, this affects everybody, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the one good thing, which I have to mention, is that if you look at non-food prices, they've been going down. So if you look overall at what you're paying in shops, in August, they've increased by 0.9%, whereas within that, yes, food prices went up very significantly, but non-food products went down by 0.8%, which is at least a bit of relief, particularly as people are going shopping for uniforms and things that they need for the children going back to school. So there is a little bit of relief there, but food is the real issue, which is affecting everybody.
Vicky, why is food inflation stickier than fuel, for example, fuel prices?
Well, it's a combination of factors. Of course, we've all noticed a change in climate, so there have been some very bad harvests, so there's no doubt about that. There's also been quite an increase in particular products. So if you look at demand for meat and dairy, this is the interesting thing. I mean, they've been going up quite significantly over the last year. So we've seen that particularly in the US and China, which has pushed prices up for everybody. And then we had avian flu in terms of chickens, and they have been affected as well. And then suddenly, you know, Brazil, that was affected by this particularly, is the one where suddenly it's free of avian flu, and demand is increasing in terms of imports into the US and China again, and all over the world. So that's pushing prices up too. So you've seen also prices of eggs going up. So it's been pretty general across. I mean, some things are coming down. Cereals are coming down in terms of price. Sugar is coming down in terms of price. So it's not all bad news, but it does suggest that the consumer is going to have to really be quite careful what they buy and switch to things that are perhaps cheaper, like products produced by individual supermarkets rather than branded ones. So there is a bit of that going on, and will, I think, continue.
So, Vicky, how much of the rise can we put at the feet of the supermarkets themselves. Have they got anything to do with this?
Yes, I think what we're talking about is the final price, what the consumer has to pay. So there is a lot to do with supply chains and so on. But there is no doubt that costs have gone up generally, particularly in terms of employment. We've seen the impact of the national insurance contributions already being reflected in willingness to employ people. We've just seen the latest data on hiring, which suggests that for joiners, new joiners, the demand isn't there anymore. So we've seen quite a substantial decline in those positions. Supermarkets have reacted as well. And yes, there is a question of, you know, what are the profit margins? That's been looked at a number of times. They claim they're not very high, but there is no doubt that extra costs that they have been having to put up with as well
but
have
Vicky,
affected that sector.
Tesco, just as an example, Tesco don't earn millions of pounds in profit. Tesco earn billions of pounds in profit.
Well, this is absolutely true, but of course the British Retail Consortium tells you that in fact the sort of margins aren't very great in terms of profit margins, but they are indeed in terms of the number or the size of those profits is quite an important one, and you're absolutely right. So they could do something, but it is inevitable that they would react
And Vicky,
by upping the prices.
Is there any sign of when food inflation is going to start to ease, going to start to come down for people?
Yes, I think if you look at the world prices, I mean, I've just looked at the data. They have been coming down in some areas already. So we talked a little bit about what's happening with meat and so on. That's beginning to ease off. Vegetable oils have been one of the main areas. They've gone up very much recently, but of course they could come down because we've seen some improvements in terms of production. So yes, it should come down and people should be feeling happy maybe in the longer term. But I think in the next few months, some of those earlier increases in food prices are going to make it into the supermarkets, I'm afraid. So we're in for high costs for the next couple of months, I guess.
Right, let's go in Tesco's and get my pants pulled down. So apparently a king-size pot noodle is the same size as a normal size pot noodle. A guy made a video about it ages ago, and the reason why he did it was what? The fact that you got the same size sachets of sauces in each one, right? So check this out. You can feel in the bottom of that's solid right to the bottom, right? This one, look, you can feel the bottom of the pasta. The bottom of the pasta's there. Right, look, so the bottom of the pasta's there. You put that there, squeeze the top of that one's there, so the line's there, and the top of that one's there. There is literally less in the big one than there is in the small one, and guess what? That one's 90p, that one's £1.30. Guess which one I'm fucking buying? That's going back on the fucking shelf. I'm buying the small one with the most in it. £5 or £7.75. £1 club card price, £1.30. 85p, £1.45. £3 club card price, £3.60. I mean, it makes sense to get a fucking club card, but what the fuck? They're 99p in Lidl. Look at these new Copperbergs, tropical rum punch, gin and lemonade. 2 for £6 or £2.20 each. I swear, this full country is having our fucking pants down. So happy days to you, small pot noodle, and see you fucking soon. Not Tesco's though, Tesco's can get fucked.
Today is the day I have realised that we're all being scammed by the supermarkets. So for 6 of these scent boosters at 210 grams each for £34 is mental. When you can get a 2.5 litre one for only £20. So I know this is meant for the washing machine, but I like to get creative with this sort of stuff. And it leaves the house smelling absolutely amazing. And these also smell brilliant as well. really good. I went for the creamy coconut one. There's like 5 or so different like flavours. Like I was saying, guys, you get 2.5 litre. Like I said, that's quite a lot. That'll do a lot of washes for normally £30, but they're on sale just now for 20.
Ever walked into Tesco for milk and bread and somehow left £47 poorer with a cart full of stuff you didn't plan to buy? You're not losing your mind. You're being played. UK supermarkets aren't just bumping up prices anymore. They're running a mind game and most of us don't even realise we're part of it. Take loyalty cards. Tesco's club card price shows £2.50. Regular price, £4. Looks like a bargain, right? Nope. That £4 regular price was pumped up just to make the £2.50 look amazing. The real price should be around £2.80. But this is where it gets weird. These stores are watching everything you buy through loyalty cards and apps. They know you always grab that pricey coffee brand. So what gets special offers? Everything except your coffee. The supermarket game is set up for impulse buying and confusion. But once you know their tricks, you can turn the tables. What's the sneakiest pricing trick you've spotted? Drop in the comment. Let's beat these grocery giants at their own game.
If you choose to shop at Waitrose, just grow up, alright? You're not big, you're not clever, right? No one's impressed by you. So curiosity got the better of me, and I watched that 24 Hours in Waitrose documentary on Netflix. I must admit, I've never felt more skint in my entire life. Everyone was just like driving their fucking Range Rovers to Waitrose, parking up with their reusable cup to claim their free fucking coffee, with their bags for life under one arm, you know. Just imagine the David Lloyd's pass falling out the driver's door. We're just talking about, like, I guess how, like, different Waitrose is. Yeah, it's fucking expensive. This is the thing, right? Oh, I like to buy my food at Waitrose. Oh, because it's exclusive and it's high-end. It's milk, right? It's milk. You are choosing, out of just pure ego and vanity, to spend 50p more than the rest of the fucking country with the hope of one of your neighbours seeing you walking out of Waitrose with your milk and half a cucumber or whatever the fuck and go, oh, there goes Matt. What a successful young man he is. He's just bought his milk from Waitrose. The food might genuinely taste better. It might come from a nicer farm. I don't doubt that for a second. But seriously, given the fact that no sod can put petrol in their car, it's costing an absolute bomb to heat your house, and the fact that everyone's bleeding taxes out of their bumholes at the moment, is that really what Netflix are going out there making and showing people? That's what people want to see? They did this thing where they were like, getting people to try different brands of jam, right? But they weren't like on like, I don't know, Hemel Hempstead High Street or something. They were in some weird like, I don't know, a craft fair or something like that, where people are having bubbly and talking, like, getting blokes to taste jam, and people are actually going, oh, the gelatin consistency is much better with this brand versus the Aldi, yes, for sure. It's jam. It's like squashed strawberries or whatever the fuck. If you have that much time to think about the consistency of your jam, you need more going on in your life. And anybody that puts a comment down here going, oh no, well actually you'll find that the quality of the food is actually much, much better, you're just outing yourself as a massive bellend. Nobody wants to hear from you right now because everyone is like considering reusing their own toilet paper. I'm not talking about the genuine reusable stuff that you can put in the washing machine or whatever, those reusable wipes. I'm talking about refolding it and just using the other side. The only reason Waitrose is still in business is because people have been buying from Waitrose for decades, right? And if they stop buying in Waitrose, they have to admit to other people that they now shop at somewhere like Tesco's or somewhere like that. They even said it in the documentary. It was like, you can buy this jam and it's from the Waitrose Essential brand, but no one will know that. You'll be able to put it into a dish on the table when your friends come round and everyone will be able to see that it's Waitrose jam. That's literally it. It's so that Sandra from number 10, when she has all of her friends come round with their husbands, they have that massive orgy in the conservatory. It's so that when she puts out the artichokes, they go, oh, these are fantastic. And I can't even tell if they're from the Essentials range. Yes, we got a bit of a mad panic the other day because we nearly had to sell the house in the Lake District. We thought, oh, what did you do? Benji came home from school the other week and he was like, Mum, don't worry about dinner. I've eaten and I've had a Greggs. I'm like, what's Greggs? Who's Greggs? Having money, right, that's fine. Fill your boots. Do whatever you want to do, right? But if you have enough money to not only live comfortably, but strut around to show people, this is how much money I have. I have enough money for artichoke hearts, cured beef, and hummus. I could buy that anywhere else, but I'm choosing to pay more for it. These are the first people we should eat when the economy collapses.
Guys, please be careful. Even if it's a mistake, it's still going to cost you money. So when you go shopping, always check the receipt because I'll show you it's going to cost you money. So I went to the shop with my girlfriend, with my fiance, sorry, and we bought some stuff, just a few things, paid, came back home, made the mistake of not checking the receipt, and afterwards we looked at the receipt and realized that we've been overcharged a lot. Let me show you. This is in the UK. I'm not going to show the name of the shop. It's here inside the receipt, because I'm going to take this back, explain what happened, and hopefully I'm going to get a refund. But I'll show you the receipt. So we paid £47.73, and if you look here, we've been charged £18.97 for 4 apples. We didn't know this, we didn't check, but it was supposed to be around £1.95, which is this one. Okay, can you see that? So, because we are in a rush, we didn't check, this has happened. So £18, £19 extra for nothing, basically. So this happened before with another famous supermarket. That's the time I actually checked, but I'm sure, and I heard stories before, people don't check. You put everything in your basket, you get your receipt, and you just pay. So next time, just check, because that £18.97 is basically almost the whole receipt. Lesson learned. Next time I'm gonna check. Maybe it was a mistake, maybe it was done on purpose, but I'm gonna ask them to give me the refund, and if they don't, I'm gonna ask them to go and check the CCTV, because I didn't buy fruits and vegetables worth 20 quid. So next time you go shopping, spend another minute and check in your receipt, because it can cost you a lot of money. Has this happened to you before? Because I heard stories, and it'll be interesting to see. So comment below and let me know, and yeah, hopefully it was my mistake, but we shall see. I'll keep you guys posted to see what the shop says, but as I say, it's a local one, and I don't want to embarrass them online just yet. See you later.
What in the broken Britain cost of living bullshit is this now? I've had numerous people tell me that Asda has rocketed the prices again. Let's go in and take a look. Here we go. They're not rolling them back. Looks like they're rolling them forward. Well, here's a start. These used to be £1. These basic little microwave meals are now £2.20. Sort it out. Over £4 now on the after eights. Small box as well, it ain't even big. Taking the piss. They've jumped up massively. Standard little pouch, Galaxy Minstrels, £3. Someone wear a mask. There's your can of Dove deodorant now, antiperspirant, £5.18. Smashing it now there. Little box of 10 fish fingers, £4.92. That is taking the piss. They used to be £1 not so long ago, £1.50 max. Burgers are about as thick as a piece of paper, £3.23. Oh dear. Your 4 jacket potatoes, McCain still making an up and coming price rise at £4.04. Just buy yourself a pack of potatoes for £1. Do them yourself. So here we go, we're leaving. The one that did me the most there was the can of Dove deodorant, £5.18. It's getting out of control. Asda, sort it out.
You're right, buddy. Can I just get this one? You certainly can. Beep. Yep, that's £2 then, please. Yeah, and can I have £50 cash back as well, please? Yeah, of course, I can do that for you. Yep, so if you just want to put your card in when you're ready. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, here's the cash back. Thank you, and whilst the till's open, can I swap this £20 note for 2 10s, please? Yes, not a problem, I can do that. Yep. There you go. Thank you, and with that tenner, can I swap it for 2 £5 notes, and then with the other £10 note, can I swap it for another 2 5s, and then £20 in 2 £10 notes? Yep, sure. 20, 30. Sorry, could you go over that again, please, slowly? Okay, start again. So with that 20, could I get 2 10s, and then with the other 20 that you just gave me, if I give that back to you, could I get another 2 5s with that, please? Okay, sorry, I am winging it. Oh yeah, it'll be fine, don't worry. Okay, I think that's all done correctly. There you go. Yep, it's all good. All been swapped correctly. Something didn't seem right. Toby, why is your till £90 down? I can explain, I can't explain because I don't actually know what went wrong.
We are in such a situation that we now have supermarkets selling insects to support and help their customers with cost of living crisis. Aldi have just announced that they will be selling insects to help with the cost of living crisis so that the customers can afford to buy nutritious meal to survive. Are we living in a third world country, or are we living in a Western society and so-called top 5 countries in the world? We are gonna be fed insects so that we can afford a nutritious meal, because cost is spiraling out of control. We can't afford to eat, and we've got no money to put a decent meal on the table. But we are living in United Kingdom. Am I hearing this correctly, people? Can you tell me, am I hearing this correctly or not? We in the UK are now having to potentially eat insects to survive, to get nutrition, because we can't afford food. Was it not supposed to get better rather than worse? This is absolutely craziness what's going on in the UK. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. See you on the next one.
If you're in the UK and doing laundry, you probably noticed we're getting a lot less for our money. Just look at this. These scent boosters cost me around about £5 and they were barely lasting a couple of weeks. So I poured out to see how much we're actually getting, and it barely covered the bottom of the vase. I mean, seriously, that's about 4 washes. I thought I'd shop around and I found these. It's 2.5 litres, and just look at how much more you're getting for your money. The vase is almost full. It's crazy how much you're getting. This one's Sea Breeze and they smell just as good, if not better, than the big brands in the supermarkets, and I'm already getting so many compliments. Seriously, don't know why we're spending so much on scent boosters when you can get all of this for £20.
Club card prices aren't fair, and we want Tesco to do something about it. Meet Simon and Chloe. Simon works full-time and buys 3 meal deals a week for lunch. Chloe is a student studying for her exams. She also buys 3 meal deals a week, but she's forced to pay over 60 quid more than Simon over the course of the year. You see, Simon can use his club card to unlock the loyalty price. Meanwhile, because she's not yet 18, Chloe is locked out of the loyalty scheme and has to pay full price. And she's not alone. Tesco bars anyone under the age of 18 from getting a club card. This equates to millions of teenagers, but they're not just missing out on meal deal savings. This is impacting young carers buying food for dinner and teenage parents buying food for their babies. In fact, there are thousands of products on Tesco's shelves that have 2-tier pricing. This isn't fair, and we want Tesco to do something about it. These lower prices should be available to everyone.
Since we filmed, Morrison's has also joined Tesco in blocking under 18s from loyalty prices. Lidl and Waitrose also do this, although they have far fewer loyalty discounts in their stores. Tesco confirmed to us that its eligibility...
It's not the Britain I fought for. I can tell you that much. Right. That's enough ranting for today. Until next time, keep your wits about you. And remember, just because it's on offer doesn't mean it's a bargain.